Oh no, I'm not going to get this one in, am I? That is a carp. It's buried itself into the reed. Oh, no way we're getting this one in. It is a big carp. And it's gone right into the reeds. Hi again. Well, I'm back at Earith today, that little pit that I fished a couple of weeks ago and I first fished last year. After a few hours struggling against the northeasterly wind at Field's End, Field's End being a fenland lake which is very exposed, really challenging last week, and so I thought I'd come back here to Earith today for a little bit of tranquility. Once again, in this little corner I fish, it's very, very quiet. There's a couple of guys on the other side of the lake, but there's nobody here. The forecast today was for a northerly wind, a northeasterly wind. It certainly was very cold first thing this morning, but it's warming up in the sun. I'm sitting facing the lake, so your view is behind me, and as you can see there's a big bank behind me. And this is actually in the northern corner, or the northern side of the lake, so I'm really quite well sheltered from the wind here. So hopefully, unlike last week when I was really struggling, today should be a lot more peaceful. Anyway, much the same tactics as last time, and we'll see how we go. I have brought a different rod with me this time. I'll mention that a bit more once I get started. I'm all set up. I've put a bit of crumb bread, a bit of crumb bread out there about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour ago. So let's get going, as they say. Okay, I'm ready to go. I mentioned in the intro that I was trying a different approach this time. The last time I was here and last year, you will know I used a bobbin on a 12-foot rod, and one of the comments on not the last time I was here, but Field's End last week, when I was also using a bobbin at times, was why not use a quiver tip. And it's a bit odd really. I always use a quiver tip on the rivers, but I tend to use bobbins on lakes, which is a bit odd really. But anyway, I bought this Coram rod around about Christmas time when they were doing they had sales on, and I really bought it for rivers. It's a 10-foot rod, which they call an all-rounder, 1.1 pound test curve, and obviously it's got a quiver tip on it. It comes with 3 tips. I also bought a budget, also on offer reel, a Shimano ST2500 FB, whatever that all means. It's got a bait runner on it, which I always find useful for putting offline, although I don't tend to use bait runners for what they're really designed for. The only thing I don't like about it is it's got a front clutch rather than a rear clutch. The clutch at the rear is actually for the bait runner. Anyway, so it's a new rod, a new line. Sorry, a new rod, a new reel, 6-pound line, I think I said, and we'll see what happens. Another little experiment this time. We buy this Seed Sensations Hoblis at home for ourselves. Normally I buy white bread for fishing, but because we often end up with some of this Seed Sensations left over, I crumb it up, and that's what I use for my ground bait, because it's not only bread, it's got all these seeds and things in. But what I thought I'd try today for a change is using it on the hook. So rather than buying white bread, I've got a bit of white bread if it just doesn't work, I'll try this Seed Sensations. And if it works, it means then I'm not only using the same thing on the hook as for my ground bait, but also it means I don't have to buy different bread. I can use the same bread for fishing and eating at home, so hopefully less waste. didn't actually hit the right spot with that cast. It's a bit further over to the right than where I put my ground bait in, so I'll leave it for a little while and then I may recast. I'm sitting in an entirely different position today because before I was sitting actually facing the lake, but on this narrow bit of bank here, to get the quiver tip set up at a decent angle, I'm sort of sitting long ways rather than directly facing the lake. So the casting position is different. I bought some corn as well. I haven't opened it yet. We'll see how we go with the bread. The bread worked last time, so mainly with the bream, I must say. But nothing immediate. Let's try another cast. That's more like it. That's where I wanted to be the first time. I'm not sure how quiver tip's going to work here. I've got a bobbin in the bag. I can always revert to a bobbin if the worst comes to the worst. But the bream last time fiddled around a lot. I keep getting drop back bites. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work on the quiver tip. Perhaps I need to set the quiver tip round a bit more when I set it out. See, the line's gone slack again. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, come off. Oh, felt quite a nice fish actually. Yeah, I'm having to watch the slack line, which is a bit tricky on the old quiver. I'm not sure that's going to do the fishing any good, having lost one. Oh well. Anyway, we've shown that the seedy bread works, so that's proved a point. As I say, it's very crumbly. It's I may revert to the bobbin if I'm getting these dropbacks, because out of the way, Mr. Duck. You're going to get bombed. Well, come back to me bobbin. See if that makes any difference. The problem with the quiver was I couldn't easily pre-tension it, because the weight was too light. I could have put heavier weight on, I suppose, but I was resorting to trying to look at the line, which wasn't very visible. So I decided, while I'm trying to sort of squint to see the line dropping, I might as well put a bobbin on. It's interesting, the rod top just moved a bit there, but the bobbin didn't. Oh dear, oh dear. Who knows? Yeah, see, it's dropping. Oh, no. It's the same as I was getting last week, these drops on the bite. It's a little bit of movement on the rod top, so thought I'd just get ready, just in case, yeah. combination here of quiver and bobbin. I just dropped right back, but nothing. The bread's still on. Oh well. I've had a shift around. I was sort of relying on the bobbin, so I found sitting sideways onto the lake as I was before, I was tending to twist and look at the lake, which is not good for my back, sitting in a twisted position. So I decided not to bother with the quiver tip, and I really need the rod pointing a bit more towards the where I'm fishing, don't I? I'll change that next cast and just use the bobbin. I can only think that when I was here a couple of weeks ago, I was lucky enough to get a bream shoal come in and start feeding. That's the only thing that seems to explain how I did so well, or relatively well, compared to today. Thinking back sort of to last year, although my memory's a bit fuzzy, I think I might have only caught 1 or 2 bream last year. I didn't catch them regularly like I did a couple of weeks ago, so perhaps I was just a bit lucky last time. There were bream around, and they found my ground bait and decided to hang around. Right, we're in at last. Oh no! Oh no, it's still on. I thought it had come off. I don't know what this is. It's getting caught up in all the bloody reeds and things. I think it's a tench. I need to tighten up this clutch, it's too loose. Oh no, it's not a tench, it's a carp. Looks like the one I caught last week. This one looks more like a crucian than the one last week. I'm sorry about the video there, I wasn't sure whether I was recording or not. I may have switched it off when I should have switched it on. So apologies for that. Let's see you in there a little while just to sort yourself out. Well, that looks like a crucian, doesn't it? Well, this one certainly looks more like a crucian. The fins look right. Not bad at all. Let's put you a bit nearer the camera, shall we? So we can see you. There we go. I may just weigh you, shall we? Yeah, I brought my Avon scales this week. I don't usually bring these because they're a bit heavy, but... Right. So... £2.13. I'll have to weigh this net afterwards. Right, let's put you back in, shall we? well, 14 ounces the net, so the fish was 213, so it's just a shade under, £2. Well, that was completely chaotic, that fish. It got snagged up. I thought I'd lost it, and then it freed itself, and I hadn't lost it, and then it kept getting caught up in the lily pad stems. And anyway, I finally got it in. It looked like a true crucian, a couple of pounds, but oh dear, I got myself in a right mess unhooking it, and I think I ended up throwing my discordia in the water. I put the fish back in the water in the net just to give it a bit of a breather, and I think I'd left the discordia in the net. So I can't find it anywhere, so I obviously ended up putting the discordia in the lake. So what a fiasco. And then to crown it all, I thought I'd take a close-up picture of it. So I switched this iPhone on and put it onto video to take a close-up of it, and held up the fish, did the thing, you know, and then anyway I put the fish back and I was clearing up and I realised I hadn't turned the video on. So we didn't get a picture of it. Well, we got a picture of it on the head cam, but we didn't get a hold up type picture, you know, the classic sort of thing. So absolutely chaotic. Got myself in a terrible mess. Calm down, Robert, calm down. Well, I've just about got my composure back after the fiasco that was unhooking that fish. I got myself in a terrible mess. But the good news is that whoever designed the discordia, the plastic discordia, which I thought I'd tipped in the water when I put the fish back in to give it a breather, actually designed it very well because it floats, and I spotted it floating in the margin. So I didn't lose my discordia, just my composure. Yeah, yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, it's not a blank, that's the main thing. It was a bit of a, yeah, as I say, I think I turned the video off halfway through I was playing the fish because I thought I'd lost it. And then I wasn't sure if the video was on or not, and I don't know what I was doing. But it was all a bit of a disjointed affair. Anyway, all is calm now. I think that was a true crucian, or as true as it's likely to be in this pond or lake, because they do interbreed, the crucian. But it certainly looked more like a crucian than the one a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was a crucian and wasn't. Yeah, so a little bit of excitement for the day. Videoing your fishing is not as easy as it may appear sometimes. You really need a cameraman. All the pros do it with a cameraman, I think. They don't do it themselves. Bobbin just dropped a little bit. There we go. Oh, how did I miss that? It was going up nice and slowly. Steady pull upwards. And nothing. Right, okay. About the best bite I've had today. Or the most positive one. Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh! Oh no, I'm not going to get this one in, am I? That is a carp. It's buried itself into the reeds. Oh! No way we're getting this one in. Yeah, it's a big carp, and it's gone right into the reeds. This is a break off, I'm afraid. Gonna lose everything here. Yeah, it's gone through the reeds, out the other side, I think. Oh well. Need different tackle for that sort of fish. The thing I like about this lake, fish or no fish, especially in this little corner here, is it's just so peaceful compared to a busier commercial where you're fishing often very close to other people and quite a lot of disturbance. I mean, say I mentioned earlier there's a couple of guys over on the other side there, but I think there's only 3 of us here today. And for sort of reward, if you like, of walking around to this corner, which is a little bit of a trek around the lake, it is just so peaceful. You saw that splash over there. Well, there's a guy fishing over on it's sort of an island. It's like a spur that goes down the middle of the lake, and he's casting out and fishing out there. But other than an occasional splash from him and the ducks and the birds, it's utterly peaceful. A few planes, of course, and the grass cutting earlier on, but that's not so bad. But gone very quiet again. I think that was just a passing carp that took my bread last time. Didn't stand a chance with that. It felt really big. It just went. It powered off like a train. The rod wasn't quite locked out, but I didn't want to put any more pressure on. I couldn't stop it. It was just pulling line off. As I say, if it had gone out into open water, there might have been a chance of tiring it out, but it just literally went straight through that reed bed. No chance. I just had a drop back bite and I've hooked into it. I think it might be a tench. I'm not sure if it may be foul hooked. Oh no, it's a bream. Oh, don't tell me the bream are arriving just when I'm going to pack up. Yep, it's my bream. Where have you been all day, Mr. Bream? Where have you been all day, Mr. Bream? See if we don't make a mess of unhooking this one like I did the last one. It's just hooked in the mouth. Before we get you out. There we go. Oh, there we go, Mr. Bream. Oh, still got the line attached. Yeah. Right, let's put you back. Oh, you're going to put yourself back, aren't you? You put yourself back. Well, it's 3:15. I said I'd get back home about 4, so I'm going to pack up soon. I thought the bream may have come on, but I've just put another piece of bread out there and there's nothing happened so far, so in fact I don't really want them to come on because I'll be a bit sad if they start biting every cast when I'm just packing up to go home, but there we go. Yeah, it's been an odd sort of day, really. Well, that's it for today. Bit of an odd day. I suppose I half expected it would be a bit like a couple of weeks ago when I came here and caught quite a few bream, but fishing don't work like that, does it? No, never does. I did get a bream towards the last knockings, but that was the only one. A fish came off a bit earlier on in the session, and that might well have been a bream. I don't know. In between times, a lot of half bites, couldn't really hook them. Did manage to get that, what I think was a crucian carp. It might well have been hybrid, but it looked pretty crucian-y, about 2 pounds, so that was quite nice. And then I got well and truly taken for a ride by what was obviously quite a large carp, and I didn't have the tackle to do anything about it. It just buried itself in the reeds, and that was that really. And I lost 2 lots of terminal tackle, one with that carp and one in a snag, so that was a bit unfortunate. But it was a nice few hours sitting here. I love this lake, it's lovely and peaceful, and it's my sort of fishing really, and I'm not going to complain. But that's it for now. It's just gone 3 o'clock and I'm on my way home. And until the next time, thank you for watching, and if you did like it, even though there weren't many fish, please give me a like. And thanks again for all the subscribers, and if you would like to subscribe if you haven't already done so, I'd be very pleased. Anyway, so until next time, it's as usual, bye for now and cheers.